He was not, like, he was just mentally, like, abusive in every freaking way. He was not very nice. Thank you for the gift. He was just, like, really, like, he would talk down to you a lot, and he would also, like, manipulate you into thinking that you're the one that's crazy. Like, he was one of those. He was definitely a narcissist. 100% a narcissist. Thank you. He was also a liar, and he was good at it, honestly. Like, red flag to say your exes are bad? How's that a red flag when it's true, baby girl? My exes were the worst. The worst. And I'm going to be honest about it. And if they're watching this, you guys were the worst. They were probably not watching this. How about your recent boyfriend? My recent boyfriend was ex-boyfriend number 2. I haven't dated in like 3 years. Recently, I started to get back into it. But speaking Italian, buongiorno. Thought those were my sirens. Oh, no. Thank you for all the gifts, by the way. If you guys want like a story time of how I figured out how my ex-boyfriend number 2 cheated on me, let me know. I'll go right into it. I love talking about it because it's just so interesting to me. So if you guys want to hear it, let me know. Do you guys want to hear it? Let's see, what do people say? Let's go tell us. Okay. If you insist. So my first boyfriend and I started dating back in 2020, right before COVID happened, okay? And we started dating in January, so it was literally like 3 months before COVID happened, and then COVID hit, and then we couldn't see each other for like 2 months because of all like the mandates and stuff. Thank you for the gifts, by the way. And right at the get-go, he was a little sus with this one girl, okay? Her name was also okay, I name dropped, but her name was also Caitlin, ironically. And she was from a different state, okay? And they would, like, never see each other, right? But she was just, like, weird, and she knew about me because I would see his texts talking about me with her, and, like, so she fully knew who I was. And one day he was like, I feel like I should go visit her. And I was like, maybe you shouldn't do that when, like, you know, we're dating. But he didn't seem to care. Then COVID happened, right? COVID happened. He ended up going to that specific state right before COVID happened, right? And at the time, I didn't know that, he was with her, but I had a suspicion that he was with her because he went for some other thing with his restaurant or whatever, and that turned out to be true, but he also made a pit stop to go see her. I found that on later on. So in my head, I'm like, oh my God, my intuition's going boom, 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 boom everywhere, okay? I'm going crazy, but I have no proof. Absolutely no proof. Couldn't say anything. We just made things official. We're still a new couple. Okay, now COVID happened. Couldn't see him for 2 months. He was supposed to go to prom with her. I told him no. He still wanted to go. I don't know why I dated him, okay? These are already, like, huge red flags. But I still stuck with him. So COVID happened. Her prom got canceled, and he didn't end up going to prom with her, but she was still a freaking problem. And I kept going to him. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to date you if you are talking to this girl still. That's supposed to be just a friend. And obviously it was not just a friend. And she would constantly call him. She would constantly call him. He would also constantly call her. He, like, called her more than me at one point. I was like, damn. Like, we weren't, like, when she was, like, very prevalent in his life, we weren't, like, official yet, and I didn't want to seem like this crazy girl who was obsessed with, like, this random girl and being like, don't talk to her, because I wanted to be, like, that chill girlfriend. But, no. So that was the first red flag. Eventually, they stopped talking, okay? They stopped talking. I thought everything was great, okay? This was, like, I think 4 months into our relationship, 5 months into our relationship. Hi, Marina. I'm talking about Matt. I just name dropped. I'm talking about my ex-boyfriend. Oh, well. Anyway. That's funny. I don't really care, honestly. But it's been, like, 3 years. Anyway. That's funny. My face got mad red from that. Anyway. So, we're still dating, right? He works at this restaurant, in this town on Long Island, and he was the manager. He still is the manager because he's never leaving that town, but he was the manager, and I would go into that restaurant with him all the time, right? So I met all of his freaking coworkers, right? All of them. Every single one, all of his female coworkers, all of his male coworkers. I would go in there all the time to eat with him. He would take me like around town, whatever. This one girl, she worked there as like, I think, a hostess. She was so weird. Every time I would go in there, she would just stare at me. And like, you know, honestly, like at that time I was like, she's just jealous. Like, I have the boy that she probably thinks is hot. Like, haha. No, they were actually sleeping together. Yeah, and like, he would drop her off at home. No, he was actually sleeping with her. And then he would come see me later on that same day. Yeah, at night. Anyway, so that was girl number 2, okay? Girl number 2. And then there was this other coworker of her that was literally 30 years old, okay? She was literally 30 years old. And she was like a bartender there. And he told me that they were just friends. I obviously did not believe him. She ended up moving from a town, and I had his, okay, but we were 21 at the time. We were 21, guys. That's like a 9-year difference. That's a pretty big difference. 9 years, okay? I think he was actually 20. Yeah, he was 20 years old. Stop. He was going all around town, all right? So he ended up, this girl, she needed to move, and I had his location at the time, so I would watch his location move, okay, when he was moving this girl, like helping her move. And I was like, this is weird because this is the same house as his other coworker. And one night he actually slept over that house, the one of his coworker that he said that was his coworker. And he had told me that she moved to a different town, even though I literally was watching like his location. And I was like, why the frick did you sleep over your coworker's house? And it must have been Matt, right? If honestly, they're like the same. Maybe it's like the Matts in the world. And Matt got riz, but not in a good way. No, but anyway, he slept over this girl's house. And I told him, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you sleeping over her house? And he was like, I got really drunk, blah, blah, blah. We had like a really bad fight that night. And I went ballistic on him. He cheated. He slept with her that night. It was confirmed. No, never dating an August Leo again, guys. Never again. Let's see, what else? Oh, I would come over to his, he had like an apartment in his basement, so I'd go into his room, and he had this picture frame of us that he left on his desk. Sorry, I touch my hair a lot. And I made him it, actually. I took like a picture, of me and him, and I put it in a picture frame, and he left it on the desk. And one day I walked into his room, and the picture frame was gone. It vanished. It grew legs and it walked out. I looked at him and I was like, babe, where's the picture frame? He was like, oh, I was just cleaning my desk. I must have misplaced it somewhere. So at the time I was going to therapy. Okay, I was going to therapy because this man was stressing me out. That's a red flag right there, that I actually have to go to therapy during a relationship. Girls, don't ever feel like you need to go to therapy because of a man. Do not do that. But anyway, this picture frame was like magically gone. I went into the bathroom, okay? She dated Matt Rife. No. A different Matt, but probably Matt Rife. No, okay, I didn't catch him cheating. It was really hard to prove, and like he was really good at manipulating, so it was hard for me to like say like, okay, he cheated on me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like really hard to, okay, you know what, you could question why I stayed with him. I question it all the time, okay? So I go into the bathroom because I'm having like a mental breakdown. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck happened to my picture frame? I come out, he magically has it. And I'm like, where was it? And he was like, oh, it was in my drawer. And I was like, why'd you put it in the drawer? And he was like, oh, I don't know. I ended up leaving. I was panicking, crying, left his house, bawling. That was not the first time. That was like the second time, okay? That was the second time that he did that with that picture frame. And then he would blame it on me. He would say something stupid. fighting for our lives in the comments. Please. Okay, so that was that. And then, what was the other one that happened? Oh, we had this box of, the rubbers, and there's three rubbers in the box, right? He never deserved you. I know, period. But one day, we used two, okay? So do the math. There's 3 in a box, and we used 2. What would be left in the box? 1. I go to him, and we're having, doing the thing, and there's a new box. And he was like, and I went to him, I was like, what happened to the other ones? And he was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, oh, so you just made like a balloon animal out of it. Yeah, it just walked away. Oh, hey, Nick. And he was like, he didn't know what to say. I remember just like being like, okay, I can't do this anymore. But there's more. Like, I'm forgetting bits and pieces, guys. I'm like, there's so much to this. There's so much. Ugh. What else is there? I need like a refresher course of my own trauma. But anyway, yeah, that happened. And what else was there? There was this other girl. Okay, so wait, this happened. So, okay, obviously all these red flags are going off, right? And I'm like, okay, why is my face so red, guys? I look like I was out in the sun tanning for 20 years, and I just like got burnt. Anyway, I didn't even go in the sun. I'm breaking out in hives everywhere. Anyway, so there was this, so obviously all these red flags are going off, right? And I was like, something's wrong. Like, I need to figure this out because something's obviously very, very much wrong. And at the time, we were broken up, and I didn't know that he was cheating on me. Like, obviously, I had like an inkling, but I didn't know 100%. But he was still leading me on, okay? This man was still leading me on. He was like, I'm gonna, I need to fix myself. I'm gonna figure it out for you. I'm gonna come back. Don't you worry. We would still hang out, FaceTime, do it all. And he was being such a mean person. And he's still sleeping with other girls. And I was at a party, right? Some random party for my friend. And Marina and Luke. I was at a random party with my friend, and my friend Sandra, she comes up to me and she was like, girl, I know shit about Matt. I already name dropped, so my bad. Maybe. And I was like, wait, what? Sandra and Matt don't have any relation to each other. Like, they would not be talking to each other. Like, they don't know each other like that, right? So I'm like, oh my God, what? And she was like, I overheard from my cousin, who has a friend that works at the same place Matt worked. And I went, no way. So apparently at the freaking job that Matt was working, they were all talking about how he was cheating on me. And she overheard it, and then her cousin was like, oh my God, I know that girl. So then Sandra told me. So I call Matt. No, I texted Matt, and I was like, I heard that you are doing more things to other girls. Like, you need, like, we're done. Like, this is it. Like, I can't do this anymore. He texts me back, like, hysterically crying. No, he FaceTimes me, okay? I'm at a party. I'm literally at a party. He hears, like, guys, like, talking in, like, the background. He's like, who are you with? Like, are you with a bunch of dudes? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, bro, like, you can't speak. Like, you literally can't speak. And I got him on the phone to admit to one girl that he had slept with, and she was another girl. There's like 4 girls already in this situation, okay? 4. Like, I don't even know if there was more. I think there was more, but 4. Okay? And I think at the end, it ended up being like 5 or 6 because I found out more because I'm an investigator, okay? I figure it out. I will always figure it out, okay? So, yeah, that happened. And then he tried to talk to me about it that night. I was not having it. I was like, you're such a liar. Comment Matt W. You guys, let's get back at Matt. But anyway, I'm telling you, the entire time that I was with him, I knew about every single one of those girls. I didn't have proof, but like, intuition's a thing, guys. Your girl knew just based off of a girl on Instagram. Literally, would scroll through his following and I would know. So, yeah, that was that. Did you drop the last name? I did not drop the last name. I can't. I mean, I don't think you'd be able to tell anyway, because we don't even follow each other anymore. He's like blocked. But yeah, he ended up cheating on me with like 4 or 5 girls. So that's my life. That was like 3 years ago though. Now I'm good. And Matt just joined the chat, guys. It's not him. I'm kidding. Just say the whole name? No, because there's definitely like Long Island people on here, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. I remember I was getting my hair done, and he didn't block me yet. He blocked me eventually. I was getting my hair done, and I was finding out more information, and I remember being like in the chair getting my hair done. My hair guy was probably getting like all the tea. He was like, I would be like this to like Matt in the chair. So why stay with him? Okay, so this is what this is what it was like for me. For about a year into the relationship, I had no idea that he was really cheating on me. I kind of had like feelings and gut feelings, but he always made me seem like I was crazy and like that everything that I was thinking was wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like I was just like, I wasn't 100%. Then when we broke up, he broke up with me. He made up this whole spiel about how like he needed to find himself and that he gaslit me. That he needed to find himself, that he's struggling, and that he was sad or whatever. And like honestly, like I believed him, and I was like, you know what? I think the guilt was really catching up to him at this point because it was like really bad. And then we stayed together for like 6 months, and then like 3 months into like that, I was starting to piece together everything, and I figured it all out, and I presented it like a presentation on a PowerPoint. Also, another weird thing that would happen is I actually had dreams that it was happening. I had a dream that he had like a 5-some with like these girls, and in the dream, these were all the girls that he actually ended up cheating on me with. So it was like a legit thing. Like I remember one of them had red hair. Yeah. And one of the girls who he was sleeping with also had red hair. So my intuition and God was sending me dreams. So it was right. Bro thinks she can tell the future. I could, because I had intuition. Intuition's real, guys. It is real. You're the 4'11" girl, right? Yeah. Oh, my back hurts. That's one of my favorite stories to tell. Don't even get me started on his mom. If you guys want to hear that, let me know. If you guys want to hear about like what his mom did to me. God, I don't know why I stayed with him. Ugh, my life during 2020 to like 2022 was just like, okay, you want to hear about what his mom did to me? Woo! Okay, I'll tell this story and then I'm gonna be done, okay? This woman hated me. Okay, he was an only child. Let me repeat that. He was an only child. Okay? So, with that being said, his mom was obsessed with him, okay? To put it bluntly, his mom was obsessed. She did not like the fact that he had a girlfriend. And she hated me for it, genuinely. She thought that I was stealing him from her, that he wasn't hanging out with her anymore, like, that it was just like, this whole situation. I would sleep over his house. He had his own separate apartment in the basement of this house, right? And again, it was like separate. He had his own bedroom, kitchen, living room, everything, right? There was no reason for her to be down there unless she wanted to do the laundry, which you still would have to go through the door to get to his place. And she would come in the middle of like early ass morning, like 5 a.m. and just stare at us as we were sleeping and then slam the door. Slam the door. Like, and I would wake up and I'd be like, what the fuck? And then there was another time she threw out my toothbrush. She also opened up the drawer with all my stuff in it, which nothing else was in there besides my stuff. And she broke like my deodorant. She threw out my toothbrush. She would rearrange things. Like I had my hairbrush like flat like this. She would stand it up like this. it was like she's like trying to show me that like that she was in there. Freaking crazy. She had this whole long conversation with me about how much she hated me and that she didn't like the fact that I was taking away her son from her. And yeah, that happened for about a year. There's probably more that I'm forgetting, but she wasn't very nice to me. Anyways, guys, I think I'm done with the story times. Next time I got you, but I love you guys. I'll probably go live again tomorrow, but I'll try to figure out more topics tomorrow to do this. But I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.